Which foods can increase your risk of cancer? Cancer is a complicated sickness with many different kinds, and there are various reasons why it happens. Even though we don't have all the answers yet, we do know that several things can contribute to getting cancer. Your genes and family history can make it more likely for you to get cancer, but things you can control, like how you live, have an even bigger effect. Research has found that 80 to 90% of cancer cases are connected to things outside of your body. What you eat is one of the important things to think about. Many studies have found that certain foods are linked to a higher chance of getting specific types of cancer. On this episode, we will learn more about certain foods and drinks that might increase your risk of cancer, and we'll see what the scientific evidence says about how these foods are connected to the risk of cancer. So, how can foods increase your cancer risk? Certain foods can increase your chances of getting type 2 diabetes and becoming overweight, both of which are linked to specific types of cancer. Some foods also have carcinogens, which are harmful substances that can lead to cancer. However, it's important to know that just being around these harmful substances doesn't always mean you'll get cancer. It depends on your genes, how much you're exposed to the harmful substance, and for how long. Now, let's explore what research has found about which foods might increase the likelihood of developing different types of cancer. Food type. Number 1. Processed meats. Processed meat includes any type of meat that has been preserved through methods like smoking, salting, curing, or canning. Most processed meats are red meats, and some examples include hot dogs, salami, sausage, ham, corned beef, and beef jerky. The processes used to make these meats can create substances known as carcinogens, which have the potential to cause cancer. For instance, curing meat with nitrite can produce carcinogens called N-nitroso compounds, and smoking meat can lead to the formation of carcinogenic polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Research from 2018 indicates that processed meat is a significant risk factor for colorectal cancer, while a different study from 2019 found an association with stomach cancer. Another review from 2018 revealed that a high consumption of processed meat is linked to an increased risk of breast cancer. So, it's advised to be mindful of the intake of processed meats due to their potential connections with various types of cancer. Food type. Number 2. Fried foods. When starchy foods like potatoes are cooked at high temperatures through methods like frying, baking, roasting, or toasting, a compound called acrylamide is formed. This is especially true for fried starchy foods such as French fries and potato chips. Studies on rats in a 2018 review found that acrylamide is carcinogenic. The International Agency for Research on Cancer also considers it probably carcinogenic to humans. A study from 2020 suggests that acrylamide damages DNA and causes cell death. Eating a lot of fried foods not only increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and obesity, but also contributes to oxidative stress and inflammation. These conditions can further elevate the risk of developing cancer. Therefore, it's advisable to be cautious about consuming heavily fried starchy foods to reduce potential health risks. Food type. Number 3. Overcooked foods. Overcooking foods, especially meats, can lead to the production of substances called carcinogens, which have the potential to increase the risk of cancer. According to a 2020 article, cooking meat at high temperatures generates carcinogenic polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and heterocyclic amines, which may alter the DNA of your cells. Cooking with high heat or over an open flame, as seen in grilling, barbecuing, and pan frying, is more likely to result in overcooked foods. Additionally, overcooking starchy foods like potatoes increases the formation of the carcinogen acrylamide, according to the Food and Drug Administration. To lower the risk of carcinogens from high-heat cooking, consider using healthier cooking methods such as poaching, pressure cooking, baking or roasting at lower temperatures, and slow cooking in a crock pot or slow cooker. These methods help reduce the formation of harmful substances and promote a healthier way of preparing meals. Food type number 4, dairy. There is some evidence suggesting that consuming dairy products might be linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. Dairy foods include items like milk, cheese, and yogurt. According to a 2020 review, eating dairy can elevate levels of a substance called insulin-like growth factor 1, which is associated with a higher risk of prostate cancer. Insulin-like growth factor 1 may contribute to the growth of prostate cancer cells. It's important to note, however, that the evidence on this matter is not consistently supported by all studies. Additionally, the type of dairy consumed might also play a role, as suggested by a 2016 study. As research in this area continues, it's advisable to stay informed about the latest findings and maintain a balanced and varied diet. Food type number 5, sugar and refined carbohydrates. Consuming sugary foods and refined carbs can indirectly raise your risk for cancer. Examples of these foods include sugar-sweetened beverages, baked goods, white pasta, white bread, white rice, and sugary cereals. Eating a lot of these sugary and starchy foods might increase your chances of developing type 2 diabetes and obesity. A 2020 study found that both type 2 diabetes and obesity promote inflammation and oxidative stress, which can increase the risk of certain types of cancer. Another review from 2019 suggests that type 2 diabetes is linked to an increased risk of ovarian, breast, and endometrial cancer. High intake of sugar and refined carbohydrates can also lead to elevated blood glucose levels, which, according to a 2017 study, may be a risk factor for colorectal cancer. To minimize the potential health impacts of refined carbohydrates, consider swapping these foods with healthier alternatives such as whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice, and oats. These alternatives provide more nutrients and fiber, which can contribute to better overall health. Food type number 6, alcohol. When you drink alcohol, your liver transforms it into a substance called acetaldehyde, which is known to be a carcinogenic compound. A 2017 review found that acetaldehyde promotes DNA damage and oxidative stress. Additionally, it interferes with your immune function, making it challenging for your body to identify and deal with precancerous and cancerous cells. In women, alcohol consumption is associated with elevated levels of estrogen in the body, as indicated by a 2015 study. This is connected to a higher risk of developing estrogen receptor-positive breast cancer. Therefore, it's important to be mindful of alcohol consumption and its potential impact on health, particularly in relation to cancer risk. So, can some foods lower your risk of cancer? Scientific research suggests that certain foods contain beneficial compounds that may help lower the risk of cancer. Here are some examples. 1. Fruits and vegetables. A 2017 review indicates that fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants, which can protect your cells from oxidative stress and DNA damage. 2. Nuts. A 2023 review suggests that nuts may contribute to reducing inflammation and the risk of cancer. 3. Beans. Beans are high in fiber, and a 2023 study indicates that fiber may lower the risk of colorectal cancer. 4. Whole grains. A 2020 review found that whole grains, such as quinoa and brown rice, are associated with a lower risk of cancer. They are rich in fiber and antioxidants. 5. Fish. Fish provides healthy fats known as omega-3 fatty acids. Studies in 2019 and 2022 suggest that omega-3 fats from fish may reduce the risk of certain cancers by decreasing inflammation. However, a 2020 meta-analysis suggests weak evidence for the link between omega-3s and cancer prevention. And so, the bottom line is, certain foods like processed meat, overcooked and fried foods, and alcohol can increase cancer risk due to potential carcinogens. Dairy, sugar, and refined carbs may also contribute. To reduce the risk, limit intake of these foods and adopt a healthy lifestyle with balanced nutrition, regular exercise, and stress management. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch more videos by clicking on this video right over here.